Right, so there's some movies to be seen, and here's one of them.
You remember that we had an email, I think it was last week, from somebody who said, my son-in-law did the sound for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. And I said, yes, I've heard of the film because Alan Jones was talking about it. And he did the sound design.
Yeah, it was
remember
like done in his kitchen, I think.
Fine. So Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, the sound design, tip-top, terrific, absolutely great.
Good.
Wonderful sound design.
Everything else?
So this is an indie horror comedy written, produced, directed by Reese Frake Waterfield, who has made lots of very low-budget things, but I think this is the first theatrical release. This film exists because the book, Winnie the Pooh, 1926, came out of copyright on the 1st of, in America, in January the 1st, 2022. So suddenly you're able to do whatever you want.
Okay.
Although what you're not able to do is infringe Disney's copyright by doing anything like, because, you know, Disney's got certain things in their cartoons, so you have to be careful about that. The story, which is set up in the animated and narrated opening, is rather good. So the beginning of the film is kind of exciting. Christopher Robin, as a child, found and befriended a group of mysterious hybrid animals in the 100 Acre Woods. Here is the best part of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Okay.
Deep in the 100 Acre Woods, a young boy named Christopher Robin came across some most unusual adolescent creatures. Crossbreeds, who some would describe as abominations. The creatures introduced themselves as Owl, Rabbit, Eeyore, Piglet, and most importantly, Winnie the Pooh. With the naivety of youth, Christopher ignored the dangers and befriended them all.
Now, that's good, right?
It's not Charlie Mackesy, but it's
kind of interesting. Okay, so then what happens is, he grows up. You remember we've had the long discussion about when he takes Pooh out to the corner in the 100 Acre and explains that he has to go now, but it's okay because he'll always be here. Okay, so he goes off to college. But then when Christopher Robin goes off to college to go and study to become a doctor, the friends, they don't have food anymore because nobody's bringing them food, and they start to starve and they turn to cannibalism. And after a while, they eat Eeyore. And then they realise this is all in the beginning. Okay,
terrible.
And then they are so appalled by what they have done that they resort to their feral state. They renounce speaking. They declare war on all humanity in general and Christopher Robin in particular. And you think, okay, that's a great setup. I like that. That's a dark, twisted fairy tale. I can get on board with that. Then we pick up Christopher Robin, now grown up, now a doctor, although now talking like somebody who's completely unrelated to the posh kid that we saw at the beginning, comes back with his fiancée, or maybe I think fiancée. They come back to the woods. He keeps saying, oh, my childhood friends are here. And she says, no, you make it all up. And then they get there and then they're stalked and slashed by the creatures which have been waiting for them. The creatures who have been waiting for them, incidentally, are Pooh and Piglet, who are literally two blokes, one of them wearing a bear mask and one of them wearing a pig mask. The bear has human hands.
They were like kind of hybrid animal.
Well,
types.
No, they're just blokes in. I mean, they're meant to be hybrid animals, but they're just blokes in masks. And the reason they don't talk instantly is because they can't really get the masks to do anything, and the masks are the thing. So this was made on 10 days on a budget of 100 million. It had a lot of interest because of the title.
Do you mean 100 million?
No, I don't mean 100 million. I mean 100,000. I mean 100 million. I'm so sorry.
How much is this house, Mr. Kermode?
100 million,
100 million pounds.
It was made on a very low budget. Sorry, that's me reading my own notes and not realising what I'm doing. And there was a lot of interest because the title, like Cocaine Bear, you go, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, love the title. Okay. Cocaine Bear, great. Cocaine Bear, was it as good as the trailer and the title? No, but it's still lots of fun. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, that is literally the only good thing about the movie. The rest of it is that a group of young women turn up at a house by the 100 Acre Wood, and then they just get stalked and killed by a bloke wearing a Pooh mask and a bloke wearing a pig mask. So it's basically a sub Texas Chainsaw Massacre slog, but set in Ashdown Forest. Although at the beginning, when they're driving there, they meet a hillbilly who's speaking with an American accent. And I said to somebody afterwards, what was that about? He said, it must be for the American trailer, so they don't think it's British. The victims, and they are all just victims, spend a lot of time. One of them spends a lot of time in a hot tub. Another one has her shirt removed for no reason at all just before she gets killed. There's one bit when I mean, the only laughs in it are due to how bad it is. There's a bit when there's a murder and then someone has written on the windows, "Get out." And one of the characters says, "The person that wrote 'Get out' is the person who did the murder." You go, "Yeah, I know. They've written it on the blood of the thing." And then another bit halfway through, one of the characters goes, "Oh, I've got a gun." Really? You didn't remember? It's not just any gun. It's a gun that's the size of her head. What, you didn't remember? And also, why have you got a gun? Where did that gun come from? The Christopher Robin character, all he does is say over and over again, "Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Pooh, Pooh, Pooh. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this?" You go, please stop talking. Most importantly, it has nothing to do with Winnie the Pooh. And I don't mean that in a bad way, like, oh, how stupid. The idea of taking a fairy tale and corrupting it and making it twisted is kind of interesting. That's why the beginning is interesting. Oh, they're feral creatures. Then he goes away and then they starve and they have to eat Eeyore. But then after that, it's just a big bloke with a bear mask and a slightly smaller bloke with a piglet mask. And then somebody gets, hit with an axe and somebody gets hit with and all the gore effects are kind of quite poorly done, quite basically done, although very good sound design. It's not funny, except the bits that are funny because they're so bad. The script, an AI wouldn't write a script this poor. So I sat there watching it, hearing the audience that I watched it with only laughing at the ineptitude of it. Anyway, it's a shame, but it's rubbish. Apparently, it's so far taken close to 4 million on 100 million.
So that's bad. That's terrible.
It's taken close to 4 million. So as a result of it, there is a sequel on the way. And there's also an expanded universe installments doing Bambi and Peter Pan.
Well, I don't.
It's like Sharknado. There's a title and nothing else. It's rubbish. It's rubbish, and it's also it.
It sounds like it's actually offensive rubbish.
I mean, the thing about I need to rip this woman's shirt off before I kill her. It's like, oh, grow up.
Right, but there's more coming.
I doubt the more that comes will see the inside of a cinema.
You were kind of
I was kind of excited,
but you would think. I know you say it's out of copyright.
Yeah,
but Winnie the Pooh and Bambi, you think if you're going to do a twisted fairy tale, fine. It's almost as though the Winnie the Pooh name comes out of that with sort of enhanced. And if the Bambi movie was good, it would come out enhanced, but actually it just sounds like it's trashing the estate.
Well, it's not because there's a short film at the beginning, that 5 minutes of the setup, which is good, and then after that, it is literally a big bloke dressed like Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw, but wearing a Pooh head. But it's not a Pooh head; it's a bear head that moves very slightly, so that he can do a little bit of E.T. thing, and then a person in a piglet head, and then it's just like yes, but there's no logic to it that ties it back to the story, except for Christopher Robin going, "Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Pooh, Pooh, why are you doing it?" The most annoying way.
So he had it coming then, basically, Christopher Robin, after all that.
It's
also, he's changed his accent like an affectation.
I know, which is really annoying. Because when he's at the beginning, he's all like this, and he's got off. Anyway, yeah,
he's obviously fallen in with the wrong sort at college. Basically, and he's come out all rough.
You know the thing? It's because it's a different actor and it's a different and it's it's I'm sorry. It's depressingly poor, but great sound design.
Thanks very much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as we enjoyed making it. While you're here, check out all the other videos because they're cool too, aren't they?
Yeah, and if you want to keep up to date with everything Kermode and Mayo's take, then check out our social channels.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
I mean, I would. I have done.
Excellent.